Hello, everybody, and it's nice to see you all. I hope you're having a great day. So this is just 5 minutes with John and Mark. Looking quite casual today, I think, Mark.
Yeah, no tie today, John. I've been working too long at home now. I've forgotten what a tie is.
Yes, well, I like the casual look. So we've got an interesting subject to have a look at, and a slightly different style of approach. So we're going to be looking at inclusivity and inclusive leadership. So let's have a look at the pyramid then for a second, and just look at where this is positioned. This subject, I would say, yes, Mark, is probably positioned throughout all levels of this pyramid, from the bottom all the way to the top, because we want inclusivity to be a part of everything that we do in a corporation.
Yeah, indeed, and it's a big topic at the moment, and it's not just a well-being topic to make sure everybody feels motivated, included, and part of the organisation with no barriers. But it's definitely part of sets of personal skills and managerial skills, how to be an inclusive manager, how to be an inclusive leader, and how to set an inclusive tone within the business is a challenge for all of us.
It is, and if we look on the left-hand side of the picture here, you can see that we do a number of things in Goodfoot, and particularly looking around the research area is something that I tend to focus on. And there is a lot of research into this subject, and we use research as a basis of our training. I found something online I just wanted to run by you, Mark, a definition by Oxford University around leadership that's inclusive are leaders who are aware of their own biases and preferences, and they actively seek out and consider different views and perspectives from other people so that it can help inform their decision making. Now, it struck me as quite a powerful statement, so I was just wondering what your thoughts were on that.
Well, I mean, inclusivity is something, I haven't met anybody who doesn't believe in it. We all want a no barriers kind of culture with everybody contributing. And obviously no discrimination, but fully inclusive of every viewpoint, gender, race, a lot of the obvious ones, dispositions, opinions, thoughts, age. So everybody wants that, but sometimes we're not clear on how to do it. And a lot of the emphasis I've found is on what not to do, rather than on what to do. And I say for that definition there, John, just as part of this discussion, I agree with half of it. So it was two parts, I think you said. I think you said, just noted it down, awareness of bias and preferences and seeking alternatives. And I think I agree with the second part hugely, seeking out alternatives, including other opinions, as a wider range of views and opinions as we can get into conversation. I'll yak on about this for a long time, because examples come to mind of the Spanish bull competition. Did I ever tell you about the Spanish bull competition?
You didn't, no, you didn't.
About 100 years ago, and there was a Spanish bull that the locals all tried to guess the weight of the bull, and if they guessed the weight of the bull, they would win it. And somebody visiting at the time noticed what was happening and took a record of all of the guesses. Nobody won the bull, but the average of all of the guesses was exactly the weight of the bull.
Oh, interesting.
And that's the foundation of something we call crowd theory, which is often used on shares and stock investments. It's used by world security now in the FBI, etc. What is the crowd thinking? And the average is probably close to the truth. So for that reason, it's very, very well worth, from a very pragmatic reason as well as an ethical reason, to include as many people as possible in thoughts and decision making. To be inclusive, in other words, is eminently sensible. I'm not sure of the aware of bias bit. I'd love your views on it, because my take on it, if you are biased, which we all are because we're humans, we all have preferences, you often don't know.
Yeah.
So for me, the most important thing is seeking out alternative opinions and then receiving feedback, and being willing to.
Yeah, I chatted to somebody about this, and what their thought was that if you've got preconceived views, this can influence others' behaviours. And I think that's where they were coming from. It's about us being aware that what we do can influence other people. I thought that was quite an interesting take on it.
And I think it's a. I think for me, the emphasis on don't be biased is really difficult, but the emphasis on include your people in as much as you can. is very positive. And I would suggest two things in the summary about inclusive leadership. One is there's an intention to include, and secondly, there's a willingness to receive feedback from others about how we can adjust along the way, because we are biased, we do have our preferences, and often they're unconscious. We don't know, so we can't identify them until we get feedback from others.
Yeah, well, Mark, it's been a thoroughly enjoyable experience, as it always is, talking to you about these things. And we would love to speak to anybody else who's got any opinions or is interested in this subject. Good for.
Yep, and talk to you next time.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.